Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jorvik. And in today's video, we are starting a new reaction series for a show that I didn't know existed until I saw it the other day, and that is Twilight of the Gods. This is interesting to me because, one, this is from Zack Snyder, which, crazy. Also, it's right up my alley as a Norse pagan. I feel like it's my mission to watch all things, Norse mythology, and that's what this is. Again, I have not watched the trailer. I've just seen, just the clippets of it from finding it. The show is on Netflix, so if you want to check it out, you can go watch it on Netflix. And then you can come back here to watch the show with me. Again, I know nothing about this show. I'm pretty much going in here blind. I just thought it was very interesting that Zack Snyder did a animated Norse mythology show. I don't know what I'm expecting from this. From the brief clips that I saw, the animation does look pretty nice, so I guess we will see here in a second. I should mention that I am still studying Norse mythology. I don't know everything when it comes to it, because like Greek mythology and other mythologies across the world and cultures, it's very dense, it's very confusing, and it can be very, daunting for new readers. So maybe I do know some stories, so maybe they'll show up in this. I have no idea. Anyways, enough chit chat. Let's go ahead and get into the reaction.
Now, hear of Sigrid. And when I first saw her.
Sigrid, okay. Oh, sick.
I did not know her.
Yep, it is definitely a Zack Snyder production.
But her shield bore Volsung markings.
Oh.
What
is
Lord,
that?
A Valkyrie descended.
Oh.
Beautiful it was.
Can't show that, sorry.
To my Sigrid.
So in Norse mythology, there are many Valkyries, and in Norse mythology, and if you know more than me, please correct me, but the Valkyries do choose who gets to go to Valhalla, to Odin's Hall, or to Helheim, which is just the underworld, essentially, our hell with one L.
Bet. My king is hung like a horse, and I rode him as such, and I knew love. You're a poet, Ekil. If you want something to sing about, try his beautiful last limb.
I believe Angle is the one that wrote the saga. It's now a famous song now. It's the My Mother Told Me. He's the one who wrote that at 6 years old, mind you. So I wonder if that's the same Angle.
Taste of salt.
This has no reason to be this sexual. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I think this is going to be crazy. This is going to be a crazy thought that comes out of my mouth. But making love underneath the northern lights is probably breathtaking. I don't even...
It is beautiful, dear Leif. And I wish you could meet my family.
Oh, his name is Leif, which means, is he Leif Erikson? The famous sailor? Oh, they must be in Greenland then. Because I believe Leif Erikson was just like, I don't know if his father was Eric the Red, who was like a butcher, he was a murderer, but they were in Greenland. So that's probably where they are.
If you refuse it, keep your sword.
Some great sound design. I'm sorry. Where is she from? Asgard? What is this? They must be Vanir.
Our sister has returned. Sigrid?
And now we are in Jotunheim.
Jotunheim. So they are frost giants. So that I feel like that's a common misconception with the idea of what frost giants are. I've always believed that they were just a tribe of people in Norse mythology, not necessarily unlike what we normally portray of frost giants as, like we would in in Marvel, in Thor 1.
When two kings are met at the same hall, violence often follows.
I grew weary of fighting long ago.
My father does not trust men of peace. At least a warlike man will stab you in the front.
Fuck the gods! For plenty have they fucked us.
Fair. That's the thing about paganism and the gods specifically, is that the gods don't care if you worship them or not. But, you know, it's if you want to receive their blessings or not.
My feet don't touch the ground when I sit at your table.
You know I would have sawed the legs from every chair in the open hand to keep you.
So she's half human, I'm assuming.
Don't care for ornaments, but you will wear it always, or suffer my wrath.
With this, our lines are joined.
Oh, that's Thor.
And you are trespassing.
My brother's feet fall heavy as always, and he has borne me hence. We hunt a coward who flew our keep.
It's the cocksucker Loki we seek.
So Loki was the lizard. I wonder if that's Balder. Or Tyr. No, that could be Tyr. Let's see. Balder is seen as the prettiest of the gods. So that is...
Your Loki is not here, and you will leave now.
You asked that I announce myself. Oh, well, you know my name. I am Thunderborn, Thor Odin's son, and joy I take in giant's blood!
Oh my gosh. I mean, Thor, from what I've read, Thor is pretty brutal and in mythology. So this does not surprise me one bit.
Protect our sister's little root.
We fear no gods.
You should. You should definitely fear the gods. Oh my god. There's brains on his Mjolnir, bro.
You any survivors?
They're dead, Thor. Thy labor's done.
Where there's death, there's life.
We said we would follow each other anywhere. Did you mean it?
Ooh. Loki, the little bastard.
Who are you?
My name is Loki. Lothir, son. You've reached now Hell's Red Door.
So yeah, pretty brutal, pretty, again, the animation I think is fantastic in this. You know, you have to give it, whether you think Zack Snyder is a good director or not, the man sure does have style. I do think that there is a lot, I think the nudity is a little much. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense with the Valkyrie, but when I mention Valkyrie, or when I imagine Valkyrie, I don't imagine them as just naked women. That's interesting. It's an interesting take, I have to say. So let's talk about like the main, story, the main, like where this is pulling from. So there is a book out there. Okay, so like Norse mythology doesn't really have a, how do I equate it? It doesn't really have a Bible, more or less, like the Abrahamic religions, they have, the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran. But Norse mythology, as well as other mythologies, don't really have it. They just have the, mythology. Now, the closest thing that we have to what a surviving record of, Norse mythology is the Poetic Edda. And with the Poetic Edda, there's also the Saga of Volsung, which I'm assuming is, I have not read that, so I'm assuming that this is what is drawing inspiration from. I do know that Volsung actually comes from Germanic. Volsung as a person comes more from Germanic mythology. So, Northern Europe into Scandinavia. And Volsung, I believe, is actually the grandson of Odin. So Volsung became like this village, or like this land, essentially. And I'm assuming that's where they're from, because they mentioned Volsung. So I'm assuming that that's where that leaf comes from. So let's talk about Thor and the betrayal of the gods in this. So far we've only seen Balder, we've seen Thor, and we've seen Loki. Loki, interesting design. They give him more of the, what we perceive frost giants to be, kind of like that blue. He looks almost like Hades in a way. And Hades specifically from the Disney Hercules film. Thor, on the other hand, looks more like he does in the God of War Ragnarok game. Kind of this big guy with the fur, shirtless with a Mjolnir. I mentioned it earlier, but there are some instances when Thor is pretty violent as well, and the giant folk aren't really allies with Asgard, or with the Aesir. You even, because they mentioned that they're in Jotunheim, which is obviously a realm, in one of the 9 realms in Norse mythology. For the people who are not, it's like in the first Thor movie, where Thor goes to Jotunheim to fight Laufey, and he also kills a bunch of frost giants in that too. So take that with you will. But yes, I mean, I think Sigrid being this half giant, I'm assuming she's a half giant because her father talked about her mother being small. And you notice that she's not as big as the other women in her tribe. So I'm assuming she's half human. But yeah, I mean, this is the catalyst, for her to go after Thor and to invoke the goddess of death, Hel. And with Loki on her side, I'm very curious to see how this will progress. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this. There's a lot of it I can't show because, it's too adult for YouTube. But I think it's interesting. Again, I'm not too I'm not too well versed on the story, so I'm just going to kind of take this as a grain of salt. But if you're familiar with the story, let me know down below if you like this representation of the gods. Oh, we didn't even talk about Balder. Balder I have never seen depicted as like a Greek god. What is that? I mean, I know he's supposed to represent like day or something, but it's like, it is very interesting the way that they designed Balder, because like Thor looks like I would think Thor would look like, and Loki also doesn't really look like what I think Loki would look like. I'm very curious to see what the other gods look like as well, so I'm sure we'll see them in. But yeah, let me know what you think below, if this is a interesting series, and you know, if you want to go watch it, then you can come back and watch it with me. As always, if you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. My name is Jorvik. I'll see you in the next one.